Hello everyone, I'm Julie and today you are joining me for a super fun reaction video. Architectural Digest just released Emma Roberts' charming Los Angeles home tour and I got to take a look and I gotta tell you, spoiler alert, I am absolutely obsessed. We don't do a whole lot of these reaction videos on the channel because I feel like, you know what, if you're watching the channel, you're probably watching a whole bunch of other home tours. Storybook homes are known for their sense of playfulness and whimsy. Most look like an old world village with uneven roofs, cobblestone, even doors and windows that are mismatched and odd shaped. This style was really popular in LA during the 1920s and 30s. If you've already seen this home tour, that's great. Watch it along with me. You'll get my take on all of the little designer details that the designers implemented for their client. I absolutely loved how they personalized this home and it really feels like her. If you haven't seen this home tour yet, you're in for a treat. Emma Roberts enlisted 8100's Pierce and Ward. They are like celebrity designers in Hollywood to design her home. After reading the article in full, I learned that Pierce and Ward had also worked on Emma Roberts' previous home, which I love. I mean, I have a lot of repeat clients myself, so as they grow and evolve, you understand a lot more about how the client lives, how they grow alongside their family, and all those little pieces that have made it from move to move. So let's get right into the home tour.
Hey AD, I'm Emma Roberts. Come on in and check out my house. We are in the living room. What I love about this room is that there's tons of new stuff, but also we've reused a lot of stuff from another house.
You'll see the entry into the living room and little snapshots of all these really cute vignettes around the home. And already I am floored. Pierce and Ward really pulled out her personality. You can tell by its playfulness, its whimsy. Emma Roberts is a huge celebrity, but the home doesn't feel like a mini McMansion. It feels lived in, it feels personalized. She said she wanted her own grown-up dollhouse, and I think they did an amazing job delivering just that.
This room really gets used when people are over or if it's the holidays. Things get moved around for a Christmas tree over there. But I just love to actually sit here and read on this couch. This is kind of like my quiet room. The fireplace used to be.
We always talk about having a statement piece in the living room. In this case, it is this silk upholstered sofa. I love it because even though it's placed right in front of the window, you still can get a full vantage point of what's happening on the opposite side of the wall. The other feature wall in the space is a huge fireplace with really cute lounge chairs that echo that same design sentiment. You'll see these like really bold graphic stripes. It is a really bold statement, but I also feel as though the room really supports it. Everything feels really muted. It's still very cozy and very subtle so that you could punctuate this space with this really huge wow factor.
Be like mirrored and kind of foggy, and I thought it was chic until somebody.
Okay, what she is describing sounds like antique mirror, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. Hello, I am a maximalist. I love antique mirror, but antique mirror on a fireplace, I can see how that could be like really gaudy. And also that's like a Feng Shui taboo. So having a mirror reflect a fireplace is a really huge Feng Shui no-no. That's like a Feng Shui taboo. Fire element is already so intense as it is, so anytime you have a mirror reflecting such an intense element like fire or water, you want to be really cautious when you're amplifying the fire element and make sure that it's on the south sector of your home.
He told me it wasn't, and I immediately was like, we need to fix this fireplace. And so they came up with the idea of matching the chairs to the fireplace and also tying in the stripe on the couch. So I feel like there can never be enough stripes or fringe or tassels in a house, which I know people would disagree with, but I love it.
I am living for this living room. I love the mix of patterns, the stripes on stripes. You've got big stripes on one side, really muted stripes on another, and the muted stripes almost even recede into the background because they're not a bold statement. I love the fringe, I love the tassels, I love granny chic aesthetics. I mean, I am living for the Grandmillennial style.
Now we are at the bar. They found this amazing antique bar that I'm so obsessed with, and vintage chairs, vintage bar. It's very, very chic. My staple drink that I make for people is pouring champagne. So this is Daniel Day-Lewis. I was at an Oscar party one year and they had these on the table and I just really needed it. And so I carried it around all night to realize it was decor and it's empty and I probably shouldn't have taken it. But I've really made good use of it and people love it. It's a great conversation starter. So hi, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Anything can become decor. Clearly, she's not even a drinker, but she sets this bar up to entertain for guests, which I love. I have that same setup in my own home. I am not a huge drinker myself. My husband is, but we entertain a whole lot. So the bar is really dedicated to entertaining guests versus us drinking on the daily, which is just not a part of our lifestyle. We don't do that. Another element that I really love in this bar vignette is a mix and match of antique and new furniture. You'll see that the bookshelf that's flanking the bar looks like a custom piece. It almost even looks like something that you could DIY and upgrade from like an IKEA cabinet. I almost even have like a Billy bookshelf that looks like this, and if I wrapped it in cane, it can almost look like a custom piece. So if you got a mix of like custom new furnishings, it's like a modern cabinet, and then it's set within an environment of a lot of old antique furniture. I love that. This is how you make a space feel more personalized, and it just has so much soul to it. I absolutely love it.
Now we're moving over to my little office area, and Pearson Ward always laughs because I need a pin board. I love an inspo board. It's always in progress. That's what I love about an inspiration board, is it's never done. My favorite bookstore in the East Village, they display the books like that in little baggies pinned to the wall. So little copy from them, and yeah, just stuff that I love is on there. And then stuff I really love is behind me. I'm really excited to show you guys. The doll wall.
Always think about surrounding yourself with things that you're inspired by. If it's a quote, if it's a book, if it's a photo, even a picture that you took way back then, and you want to be able to capture a feeling or a memory of nostalgia. I love that. Just having it on a pin board, an inspiration board. You can even DIY a pin board that looks just like this from like an old round mirror. You could place batting on it, you could place felt on it, you can glue it right on, and then all of a sudden tag all of your favorite images.
I have to move this to get
this doll wall's crazy.
Looks at the dolls. Okay, so these are the Dollykins. I'm madly obsessed with them, in love with them. She was my first one and still my favorite. But I do love all of them. And then my most recent addition is Leggy Jill, and I got her for my birthday, and I was looking for Leggy Jill for over a year, and then my boyfriend surprised me with her. I took her out of the box, which he did not approve of. Mm-hmm. I take my dolls out of the box, which people get very up in arms about, but I feel like if you're gonna collect dolls, you may as well enjoy them. We have Blythe, obviously. She's my favorite, my original girl. Like, she is really how I fell in love with dolls. And then this is a fun one. This is like drunk cowgirl Barbie, and I heard about her and I thought that she didn't really exist and she was a joke, but it turns out she does exist, and she's just amazing. Like, look at her.
This is a really awesome representation of how to display things that you collect. Now, does this cabinet of curiosities look like something that I would place in my own home? Absolutely not. Like, I am afraid of dolls, okay? Especially ones that look like they're drunk or they're scary or they're gonna like come alive any minute, like, you know, 1980s Puppet Master, okay? I'm still traumatized. However, this is a collection, you guys. This is such a beautiful way to display the things that you love. It's such a great conversation starter too. If I were to come into Emma Roberts' house and I see this little like cabinet of curiosities, and all of a sudden I take a closer look and I see that there's all these like really crazy dolls. Some is collectible, some is really beautiful, but every single doll tells a story, and that is what I love. Your home should tell your story. Who you are, where you've been, and where you hope to go.
She's fabulous. She's having the time of her life. When I was younger and people would be like, aren't you scared your dolls are gonna come to life? I'm like, I hope that every night, that they'll come wake me up. It would be so thrilling. We are in the TV room, and I would say we spend the most time in here. It is the comfiest couch, very comfy chairs, TV behind you, and my son has his toys in that chest. So this is where I'll watch TV, he'll play, we'll both play. We love it in here. You're seeing it at its absolute cleanest.
Don't you love this TV room? I mean, it really feels like so lived in, so cozy. You'll see that the television is placed on the same wall that shares the view. view. So you've got open windows, open doorway, and a TV on that wall. Not only are you able to watch TV, but you could also take in this really gorgeous view, and then that whole elevation becomes the focal point of the room. I love how all of the furniture is really cushy. It looks really lived in, like something that you can crawl into and kind of spend hours watching your favorite shows.
It's never looked like this before. And then we have what is the start of a little Joni Mitchell shrine, dare I say. I love her so much. And then we have the overflow of books over here. Also some more dolls. This little Bride of Frankenstein by Mob Graves, who is one of my favorite artists. This is a book I actually gave as a gift.
You know, take your collection to other places in the home. Sprinkle it in the bookshelves, put it in the bathroom, put it in the kitchen. There is no right and wrong way to display all of your favorite collectibles.
To my ex, but then when we broke up, I saw how much it was worth and I kept it. I do love restoration hardware.
If I could take back valuable things that I have given my exes, I mean, I'd be rich.
And I've owned this light many times in many houses, and it always works in one room or the other. This chair was my timeout chair as a kid. It had to come with me to my houses, and now my son sits in it and loves it. And so it just makes me kind of laugh to myself when I think about it. And we still call it the timeout chair. Like my mom will be like, oh my God, the timeout chair.
Okay, we're going to be talking about two different things in this little segment. We've got this RH Capiz round globe chandelier that's kind of lighting the expanse of the space. That is what we call general lighting. You know, she had this in a previous home, and I love that. You could bring old decor items to your new house. If it speaks to your aesthetic, if you've loved it in the past, you will love it again, and you will make a home for it. Another element I really loved is her old timeout chair. I mean, can you believe that? She held on to this little wood chair since she was a child, and here it is in her grown-up house, and then now her son could use this chair. I mean, I love that. It's really like your circle of life, and then you see your childhood in your grown-up house. I mean, I absolutely love that. There's so much nostalgia and sentiment to this home that makes it feel so personalized.
But yeah, she's seen it all. The kitchen was the place that at first I was like, it needs the least amount of stuff. And I realized that that was not true. I would never even think to put an island here. And when they told me, I was like, okay, let's do it. And it completely changed how we like live in the kitchen, because I'm sure it's, you know, the age old thing where everyone's like, why when you have a party is everyone in the kitchen? And it's annoying. But this actually, it makes it so it's like fun to hang out in here.
You always want to look for multi-purpose furniture that does double duty. This island that's sitting in the middle of her kitchen is actually a piece from Urban Outfitters. It is a Grayson kitchen island, and it costs less than $1,000. Celebrity designers do mix high and low, okay? So this is a testament to using pieces that you can find in a retail environment in a custom home. I love this piece. I love this island. I actually want to get it myself for my own island. The great thing about it is that it's just a movable piece of furniture. You can literally plop it in your kitchen. You can move it out. You can move it outdoors if you need like a makeshift island or a makeshift bar cart. This is such a smart move on Pearson Ward's part to be able to put an island in the middle of this kitchen. You'll see that there's actually a whole lot of space in this kitchen. She still has a space to move around. If you're trying to figure out if an island fits in your kitchen, remember my rule. You need at least 30 to 36 inches of aisle space around the perimeter so that you could walk around the island. Another detail that I wanted to hit on in this kitchen is the flooring. Look at the floors. It is wood planks that the designers have created this checkerboard pattern out of. I love this diamond checkerboard pattern because not only does it show the natural inherent stain of the wood, but you also have this really playful contrast with the white checkers in between. I love this diamond pattern. I feel like checkerboard and diamond patterns really never go out of style.
These were a must for me. This is for Rhodey, little cowboy. These are from Danny Mud Shop, and I love them. They look like cupies. So we have a bunch of these little creamers. These are from Nikki Kehoe, and I don't know, they just bring me joy. Love these on a little breakfast display. Totally cute. And then there's like random stuff that I've like collected and can't get rid of, like this Princeton College little cup that I never have once used, but I just like knowing she's in there, you know?
You know, I have that as well. I have these little pieces that I've thrifted or I went to the flea market. They don't cost anything. Literally, I probably bought it for like less than $5 each. But these are things that I hang on to because there's sentimental value attached to it. I remember that flea market trip that I went on with my girlfriends. I remember waking up at like 6 o'clock and driving all the way to Rose Bowl just for like a fun day out. And then gathering little things that, you know, might never have a place in your home, but sometimes they do. And then you'll pick up these pieces and they have such a fond memory. So I always think about that when I'm designing.
I collect felted things. This is by Laura Colors, and I got this from her on Instagram. And then these are actually real cereal ads that I found like in a bin in this junk store on Martha's Vineyard. And Pearson Ward framed them like this, but I just fell so in love with the idea of having like vintage cereal ads in the kitchen. I thought was super cute.
Anything can become artwork. She framed vintage cereal ads. I have framed like tear outs from my favorite magazines. I have framed like my wedding invitation. So of course, anything can become artwork, and then you place it on your walls, especially if it's filled with like color or even like words. I'm okay with a vintage cereal ad with words on it, but word art, I don't do word art, especially the ones that boss me around.
Super cute. We are in Rhodes's room, and when his room was finished, I was like, wait, I want this room. He loves nature and animals, and so I wanted to make his room feel like a little enchanted forest. And they showed me this fabric first, and they didn't need to show me anything else. Pretty much everything in here was the first thing that they showed. The wallpaper on the ceiling with the ducks. Because I remember when I was a kid and I had the like glow stars on the ceiling, and my mom at one point had a mural for me on the ceiling, and those memories are so seared into my brain as a kid, just laying in bed looking up at the ceiling. So I wanted to make that special for him. And then of course, Rhodey has his own little library.
Let's talk about a thematic room. You walk into Rhodes's room. This is her son's room. And there's so many things that I love about it. Number one, it doesn't even feel like a toddler's room, but you know a toddler lives in here because there's all these like little elements to it that just feels so fun and playful. He loves animals. So you'll see like the nature theme is pretty alive in this room. This wallpaper, the ducks on the ceiling, it's not cheap. It's about $300 for a roll of 11 yards. So if you are thinking about, you know, wallpapering a 10 by 10 kind of 3 by 3 meter ceiling in a 10 by 10 room, you're looking at about a few $1,000s just for wallpaper alone. However, you could also watch a really handy dandy quick tutorial on YouTube to apply this yourself, and then you don't have to pay for installation costs.
He loves to read, which makes me so happy. So this was mine, as you can see, Emma, when I was little. And so this I remember taking to the sink to brush my teeth with. So of course, Rhodey had to have one with his name on it. And his is cool because it actually comes out as blocks, which he thinks is very fun.
So cute.
I
bet you can find that on Etsy. I think that's so cute. There's a lot of customization involved in this space. There are a lot of elements that Emma has also brought from her childhood, and she's kind of punctuated throughout the entire home. I absolutely love that.
Hopalong Cassidy stuff. I think it's so cute. One of my favorite vintage stores called Grayford's in Montclair, New Jersey. Hey, Brad. He had this, and I bought it for Rhodes's room before I even had this house. But I just knew it was going to hang in his room wherever we ended up.
You know, you'll see that she framed this shirt too, okay? It's just like a cute little shirt, has a lot of sentiment. You can frame anything. You can frame a shirt, you can frame a photo, you can frame vintage cereal boxes. Just so, sky's the limit.
This is technically my front yard. Even though I'm up in the hills, there's like a flat front yard and backyard for my son to run around. And this gazebo was a big selling point, which, by the way, I should mention, this house was for rent. And I came to look at it and I was like, would they sell it? Thinking they'd say no, but they said yes.
Everything's for sale, right?
That was kind of funny. But this gazebo they had set up with actually more of like an eating area. And I love it more as like a hang area. You'll usually find me out here talking on the phone.
I love that. We're talking about creating gathering spaces wherever you are, whether or not it's an indoor space or an outdoor space. You've got this cute little gazebo, and this is the perfect opportune time for you to kind of echo the same round shape, right? You've got a round gazebo, you have curved furniture with sloped arms, you've got a little round cocktail table as well. So you always want to think about that when you're designing a space. If the room is square, you could follow along the shape of the room with square or round elements. If the room or the space is longer, like a rectangular shape, that's when you can place like a rectangular table or even an oval table. So always think about the shape of the space and mimic that in design. I love this bedroom.
We are in the primary suite, and this room, when I walked in and it was done, I couldn't believe it. Cozy is the word I'm always looking for.
I always want to encourage you to design with an adjective in mind, okay? Instead of thinking about your favorite colors or your favorite prints or your favorite patterns, always start with an adjective. How do you want to feel in your space? Emma clearly said she wants the house to feel cozy. Every single pocket in the home feels cozy, especially this bedroom. It might be a little bit darker than what most people like. I love it. It's dark, it's moody. It has so many cozy maximalist elements, from the fabric on the drapery to the repeat fabric on the upholstery and the headboard. I actually looked up this fabric. It's by P. Kaufman, it's Designers Guild, and it retails for $345 a yard. I mean, that's a yard. Can you imagine how much it costs to custom make this entire elevation of drapery panels and the entire bed frame? I mean, it's probably like tens of thousands of dollars.
These vintage lamps, these came from Las Vegas. And again, we needed more fringe. So these I was introduced to, they're made by Pearson Ward, cord covers, because how many times are we looking at beautiful pieces and then the cords ruin it? So now we have an amazing solution that you'll see all throughout the house to just cover them with gorgeous fabric.
Even the cord covers feel so personalized to this space. It's eclectic, it's fun, it's whimsical, and it's a play on patterns and prints. I love it.
Another genius idea that I did not come up with. Something else I loved that they did in this room is mismatched side tables. And I remember when they brought them in, I was like, I love both of them. Which one are we going to use? And they're like, both. And I didn't know how it was going to look. And now I feel like I need to do mismatched side tables everywhere I go.
How do I feel about mismatched side tables? While I love the look, I like that it's eclectic, I like that it's vintage inspired. One is perfect for storage because you'll see that there's a rows of drawers that she can kind of hide all of her junk in. And then the other side is just like a cute little round side table. Now, Feng Shui loves symmetry, so I'm going to say that as a designer, I don't typically mismatch my nightstands. As a matter of fact, I never mismatch my nightstands for clients, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it in your own home. You can look for filler furniture in your home. You just need a surface tabletop so that you could test out, what do matching nightstands look and feel like? Are they functional? Do I need them? If you find that you don't need 2 nightstands, you probably just need 1, you can push your bed closer to the wall so you can free up more space in your room. That's great. Go ahead and do that. You don't have to follow the rules of Feng Shui just because you live a Feng Shui lifestyle.
So we are in my bathroom / my office / my favorite place in the world. There was hardwood floors in here. So I was like, we have to tile the bathroom. And we were just gonna do white, you know, who cares, make it look clean. And then we found this tile, this gorgeous like pomegranate colored tile. And I just fell in love with it and love that we kind of added some pops of pink colored with the curtains to kind of go with the floor. It just all came together so beautifully.
This floor is not cheap. This is red onyx. Red onyx is a natural stone material. It's up there with marble. It's up there with quartzite. So it is a natural porous material. But I love that she chose this as a wow statement in the bathroom. You'll see that everywhere else in the bathroom has very muted walls. The walls are like a very neutral kind of creamy color. The ceiling is the same color as the walls. And then she echoed that same kind of pomegranate color from the onyx flooring onto the curtain, the drapery, the trim, and the tassels. It's kind of a really beautiful way to tie in disparate elements and make the room feel more cohesive.
I usually sit here at my computer, I do some Zooms, I, read my magazines, write in my notebook. It's so funny because before, when I moved in, there was just like a ballet bar on this wall. And I was like, oh, I'll do my at-home bar classes on this bar on the wall. Perfect. No. Clothes were strewn on it at all times. I don't think I did one bar workout on that ballet bar. So I remember after the floor was in and everything, I was like, do you think we could do a vanity? And they made all my dreams come true with it. A bar cart turned bath product holder, I think, is very underrated. My little roadie, his room doesn't have a bathtub, so it's cute because he'll take a bath in here, and that's kind of our thing at night, where we go from his room or the living room and run into here and have.
Okay, bar cart as a bathroom accessory holder. That's really brilliant. You don't need to use things as they are intended or marketed for those purposes, okay? I could see this rolling bar cart hold so many different things. You could put towels on here. You could put everything that you need to enjoy a great bath.
Have bath time. As you can see, his toys are down here. If I have free time, I'll come in here and just really take some time for me and decompress. I mean, as soon as you guys leave, I'm gonna take a bath and be like, I hope that went okay. Thanks, AD, for coming to check out my dolls and my books. I hope you had fun, and see you next time. Bye.
What a beautiful, elevated, grown-up dollhouse. I don't do a lot of these reaction videos on the channel because I feel like I consume so much content, and it's rare for a home tour to really stop me in my tracks and want to share it with you. Because of course, if you're watching this channel, you're probably watching these home tours as well. But I just loved how charming this house was. It wasn't pretentious. It didn't feel ostentatious at all. It didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a celebrity. I'm so rich. I want to throw all my money into my house and like brag about it, right? There's just nothing that felt really over the top about this home, which is exactly why I wanted to share it with you. Let's take another look at some of the key areas in the home and talk about design details that I absolutely love. Let's take another look at this TV family room. This is a room where she had that really beautiful velvet sofa. That sofa is like a gold color, but you can see that there's a lot of really rich medium woods in the space as well. There is a burl wood coffee table that's kind of anchoring the space. And so the mix of wood tones I absolutely love. You'll see that they're warmer woods. You've got this like kind of far off pine console that's right under her Joni Mitchell shrine. I love that. I actually found a really great affordable dupe for a lot of the elements in this room that I'm going to share at the end of the video. So you definitely want to check that out. Let's take another look at her primary suite. Now, the primary suite is a lot of muted colors. There's a lot of play on tone. So this is what a tonal room looks like. There's no white at all, which I absolutely love because it just feels so much cozier. You have like a muted pale kind of pink that's on the walls, and then they chose a darker pigment of that same tonal color for the moldings. They painted the doors, the trim, the wainscoting that same color, and I feel like this color was pulled from the fabric. If you're stuck on color and you want the space to feel more cohesive, always look to the colors and patterns on a piece of fabric or a textile that you've already selected in the space. You can use that palette as a blueprint to help design the entire space. And finally, I wanted to share this a small little hallway vignette. This almost looks like the entry foyer. So this is like the landing zone, and it looks like the front door is on the left side. I love this space. This is a small landing space. So when you guys write in and you talk to me about your teeny tiny entryways and you don't know how to carve out like an entryway that greets guests, this is exactly how you do it. You have a small little runner or an area rug that's underfoot. Not only is that a great way for you to catch the dirt and debris that you walk in through the home, but it also adds like a really beautiful pattern and fun element on the floor. And then it draws your eyes up to this really beautiful Italian light fixture that you have central to the space. This is going to light the space. It adds another fun element. It's colorful, it's whimsical. And then all of a sudden, you just want to take in the rest of the foyer. This little console looks like it could be thrifted alongside all of the artwork that's on the walls. What is really drawing my eyes to this vignette is the pop of wallpaper that's in the adjacent room. You open the door and then boom, it's an unexpected print that really just invites you into that room. So it makes you almost want to explore all the other nooks and crannies in this house. If you're loving this home tour as much as I am, definitely check out the next slide. I pulled some affordable dupes so that you could shop the look. You could bring in that sumptuous velvet sofa. You could echo that round mirror that was in the bathroom. That was a really fun design detail as well. I found like a really great affordable dupe to that RH Capiz globe pendant. I mean, this one's a smaller size, but check this out. I mean, this is a really fun way for you to personalize your space. That's it for today's video, everyone. What did you think of Emma Roberts' home tour? Does her style speak to your own aesthetic, or is it like totally opposite? Now that you've seen what eclectic personalization looks like in an entire home, does it make you feel more confident to show more of your personality and the things that you're into? I want you to find really personalized ways for you to show more of yourself in your home. Remember that anything can become artwork. If you collect books, show off your books. You can sprinkle all these memories throughout your entire home and slowly watch as your home rises up to greet you every single day. If you like this type of content and you want more reactions to home tours on YouTube, please give this video a like and a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know, what is your favorite element from today's home tour? Share this video with anyone you know who loves reaction videos, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click that little notification bell to be notified of new videos that we drop on the channel every single Thursday. If you've also seen another home tour on YouTube that you want my reactions for, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week.